This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
It's a big deal. We're the stage is set now for the biggest WrestleMania in history, WrestleMania 17. We're going to cover it next month. As we mentioned, just 2 days after this is the SmackDown taping where the cat is fired and Jerry Lawler quits in protest. And very quickly, the plans are put into motion to have Paul Heyman make his WWF debut with you the following Raw. So you're going to do one more Raw with Lawler, and that's it, man. This has got to be sort of bittersweet for you to look back at what a great time it was in the company and what a big WrestleMania it was. And one of your very best friends you ever had wasn't by your side for it. That's got to be a little weird.
Yeah. The friendship was certainly well described. We were great friends, but we were even better broadcast partners.
Yeah.
I knew where he was, what he was thinking more often than not. Unfortunately for him, he knew what I was thinking more often than not. And it was just, you worry about creating the same dynamic or a maybe a different dynamic, but an equally as effective dynamic with a new partner. We had no time to vet who was going to be Lawler's replacement, because it's going to have to be somebody that was very talented and could stir the shit. And that's the way that Paul Heyman's been described a lot of times in his life. Very talented and with an innate ability to stir the shit. And so I knew from working with Paul in Atlanta and he was very, very green then. I mean, he would piss me off in the air sometimes just because of saying something really, really stupid and counterproductive. And that was more to get himself over. However, as the journey continued for him, he became much more proficient in getting the talent over than constantly worrying about getting himself over. I remember one time from the very beginning of that relationship, he said before show, "Hey, I'm going to say this, and then that sets you up to say this, and here's my punchline." I said, "What?" I said, "Paul, I don't work that way. I ain't going to remember fucking lines so you can get a punchline in to nail me or somebody else. Create your own end. Create your own narrative there, and then it's organic and it's real and it's going to mean more. I ain't doing these lines things. You say this, I'll say this, and I'll give it. No, I ain't doing it." And he'd get real pissed off. I said, I'm not. How clear do I have to be? I am not fucking doing it, Paul. Listen to what I say and take what I say, because I am the anchor, for better or for worse. There's got to be a progression here and some sort of a broadcasting verbal symmetry that we have to address. So all I'm telling you is that you'll get your lines in, you'll get all the stuff that you ever wanted to say in, but we're going to do it in an organic and a real fashion, not because it's predetermined. And so he got it, and we never did those lines ever. We never even discussed that ever again. One time. So, but we were lucky to have him there. But I just always felt bad about that, because I think that Stacy got a little bit too big for her britches, apparently, in the eyes of some. I never had a problem with her ever. But apparently, and the writers never came to me in advance and said, "Hey, JR, could you have a chat with Stacy?" I said, "I sure can. What's the problem?" And I'd have found out, I'd addressed it. Nothing. We went from 0 to 60 like that. And all of a sudden, she, whatever transgression she said allegedly had are enough to get her fired. So all of a sudden, as the head of talent relations, I didn't even have a chance to save her or to correct it or fix it, or anything. So I didn't like how that all went down. But I was a little shocked that Jerry was going to voluntarily take himself out of the equation. Not the fact that he wasn't, didn't love his wife and all those things. I just didn't think he would leave his job, because this thing could have been rectified, especially much easier and better if he had stayed on the job, and we could have addressed it going forward when the heat went down, Conrad.
Right.
But it's a different, more negotiable, palatable atmosphere, which basically centers around Caesar.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.